The bob haircut is a classic. It's beautiful, it's timeless. And if you want to be successful as a hairdresser, you gotta learn how to master it. I don't know about you, but for me, the bob haircut was one of the hardest haircuts for me to master. In this video, I'm gonna share with you a few disciplines that I put into my toolbox that help make haircutting bobs easy. The first thing we're going to do is to part the hair off into 4 panels. This separates the front from the back. Then I'm going to create a line from the top of the head down to the center of the neckline. Then carrying that same line from the top of the head to the front of the head. We're going to start the haircut in the back. Depending on the geometric shape you want the perimeter to be, it's going to determine the type of parting that you're going to create. In this haircut, I wanted to create a soft A-line. So when I created my first section, I took a 4 diagonal from the part line forward toward the jaw. I think of this as kind of a ski slope. If you want a strong A-line, you're going to do a fast diagonal. If you want a soft A-line, you're going to slow the diagonal down. The next discipline you're going to use is insert your comb and mirror the section that you just created. Then when you go to cut, you want to mirror your comb with your scissors. These are just simple disciplines that if you use them, it will make your hair cutting and creating bobs seamless and easy. You'll see me using a razor here. Some clients have extra hair in their hairline and you need to clean it up. It's very simple, just using a feather razor, lifting the hair up and just removing the excess hair. The next subsection you're going to take, you want to make sure you mirror the diagonal you took before. Make sure that you're able to see your section before. That's your guide. Because we want a slight graduation, you want to pull it out a little bit away from the hairline. As you can see, I switched my tool to a razor, as this enables you to create a soft blend. Again, on the other side, we're going to take a diagonal mirroring the section that we did before. You want to make sure it's thin enough that you're able to see the previous section. That is called your guide. Pull the hair out a little away from the head, use your feather razor, and cut above your fingers and remove the excess hair. You want to do this same procedure all the way up past the occipital bone of the head. You'll see me use my fingers on either side of the head, which brings me to another discipline. You want to make sure that your exit points, and what I mean by your exit points, it's where when you insert your comb at the first parting and you pull it along to the side of the head, where it removes off the head is called your exit points. In order to keep yourself balanced, another discipline is to check with your fingers, stand back a little bit, put your fingers at the exit points and see if they're balanced on either side of the head. This will ensure that both sides of the haircut are even. As you move up the head, remember, the diagonal parting that you're creating is going to look slower because you're on a wider plane. What I mean by that is the head, as you can see, we started in the nape. There wasn't as much head shape. As you move up past the occipital bone, you can see the head is wider, so the diagonal is going to look slower. Once you get past the occipital bone, in this particular haircut, I liked the lengths on her sides. So I just pulled the top down from the crown. Another discipline here is to look and see how the hair wants to live, how it moves. I use the wider teeth of the comb so that I'm not using a lot of tension. So I can just allow the hair to live where it wants to live. And with a light touch, still mirroring the section that I took, I'm going to cut with my razor, mirroring the diagonal that I started with. The whole time I'm very aware of where I'm headed here. As you cut behind the ear, be aware too of the extra space between the ear and the hairline. You can alleviate yourself from cutting a hole there by pulling the hair back a little bit towards the hairline. This will ensure that you leave a little extra length there to protect yourself from cutting a hole. You can see that's called, once starting on the side, you're still going to take a slow diagonal, but break the hair up so that you can work with smaller, thinner sections. This ensures that you're able to kind of see how the hair wants to fall, how it wants to live. Here you can see me using a very light touch. I kind of tapped the ear to make sure how the ear comes out from the ear. I kind of push that hair down so that I don't create a hole. If you use too much tension here and pulling it over the ear, it's very easy once it's dry to kind of have a dip there where the ear pulls out from the head. On this particular client, it only took 2 sections. She's not very thick in the front. So there again, I just divided it off into 2 sections. They're making sure that I'm able to see my guide underneath, and I switched my tool to a razor so I could get a nice, clean, sharp line along the sides. Another tip here is on the sides, you're going to cut at a 0 degree, not a graduation. Beautiful. I hope these tips and disciplines that I'm sharing with you help you as they have helped me. One thing I always want to remind you that your work is not about you. Your work is about how you make your clients feel. Thanks for watching.